Hey guys, all right, today we're doing a get ready with me. I'm gonna do a bronzed, like all the things makeup, okay, like glam, which I feel lately when we've been doing get ready with me's or I've been doing makeup, it's been very like light and fresh and skincare is makeup and clean. You guys feel me. So totally barefaced. I wanna share with you guys a few things at the top here. First of all, okay, you guys have seen these rollers, okay? Now, y'all know I'm a woo-woo roller person way before the whole craze of the gua sha and the this, the that. I was using those rose quartz rollers like 10 years ago, and you guys were like, Tiffany, those do nothing. Puffiness, a regular old jade, under $10, rose quartz, whatever roller will get the puffiness out, look great. Every single morning, I use my ice roller. First thing when I open the fridge and I'm making breakfast, I'm ice rolling my face the whole time. I've always seen these, okay? These Nurse Jamie or whatever, akin to like, between like $50 and $70. And I was like, these look a little woo-woo. This one was like 10 bucks. It's the same stones. It's the same vibe. And y'all, I'm really kind of feeling it. Now, I don't know. And I've seen some very dramatic ads on social media where they're like, double chin's gone. Guys, please, we're smarter than that, okay? We know there's different things you can do for your double chin and things, and it's more about like, they always say, oh, tape your mouth. But it's like tongue posture and like, you can be like this. Like they'll say like, this is how I looked before. And then they'll go, this is how I looked after. And then they'll be like, okay. Those were probably my least flattering things I've ever done on this channel, but you guys feel me. You just want to like not be stupid, but you also, want to like use some of these things because I do feel like these things work. Okay, facial massage, I think is wonderful. And just to like wake up your skin, this glides so beautifully. It has the same stones. So I think this is a find and a half, you guys. Oh my gosh, you can like go all over. I do like this. I really do like this. Okay, this is nice. I love these little stones, okay? You know, we've done the gua sha over the years. I gua sha my face this morning for your lymphatic drainage and all that. I want to get one of those neck massagers that they've been like really, you know, going to town on for like lymphatic drainage on Instagram, but it really does help. I think that's a key to a lot of stuff. Okay, whatever. Anyways, this roller is really cool. So I will link to that, okay? Scoop that up. Okay, I want to go ahead and I feel a little bare, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my jewelry. Okay, guys, again, like this and this little trio, okay? Like you see, I have no makeup on. My hair is like nothing today. You put this on, you look real good. So if you get, this is just like the trio that I do every day. 30% off right now if you buy 3. I think 20% off if you buy 2, but get the 3. And then if you want to like really dress it up some days, this is the other thing that I do, okay? Look at that with this. That would look real good. But today I'm just kind of, this is just perfect. But I'll link to all these, okay? But today I have this new dress. It was $7. They come in a ton of different colors. Really, really cute. And it has a built-in bra. It's long. It hits kind of right above the ankles. And I want to show you guys a few other things that I've grabbed. All right. So the jeans I will link to, okay? You guys have seen those cuffed crop jeans I've been wearing lately. These are by the same brand. I am in love with this brand, okay? An $8 tank top. I believe they're around $8. Get these in every color. I love this jade green color, but they have like, you know, basic like white, gray, black. Grab these. These are amazing. And they hit just right, you know, so that they're not going to bunch up or be crazy. Now this is going very fast. This is something that I was like, okay, I don't know because I'm not such a floral gal. But this is so, so cute. The fit's amazing. I'll put all my sizes below. That one also has like a matching skirt, but I'm like, sometimes when you get things from like Target, right? Or I'm not gonna say Target. If you went to Louis Vuitton and you went head to toe Louis Vuitton, it looks cheap. You wanna have like a piece here, a piece there, okay? And mix it with some neutrals. With Target, I find if you're gonna do like a Target, you wanna have like neutral, right? These perfect dresses, or like if you do get something from like a really, you know, like set that's very out there, maybe just do one piece, okay? I don't know. I just felt like, but I don't even know if the skirt's still available, but grab that top. It fits so, so well. And guys, let's talk handbags for just a hot second before we get into the get ready with me. This came today. And we're overdue for a Make Amazon Look Expensive video. I started that series last year and thought we're gonna do this every quarter, and we are way overdue for one of those. And I wanted to do one closer to like spring. And now I'm like, we're into it. We're into spring. We need to get into summer. Let's do that. We're gonna do that. But this came today and I'm like, I need to talk about this. This was $12. Okay, no, we're not gonna talk about it. You guys know what I'm saying here, okay? $12. I saw someone that had this, like a kind of a big influencer. And I was like, look at her with that bag. And then I started looking a little closer. Guys, okay? You feel me? All right, I need to get some makeup on. I feel like maybe I should have done my makeup first. No, I just want to like go through. But here's another thing. Another great bag to get on Amazon right now. All right, this is my vintage, one of my vintage Bottega bags that is probably from the early 80s. It was belonged to my great aunts. I have a video, maybe from like a year or two ago, where I showed my collection of vintage Bottega bags. And it's just beautiful. I love this bag so much. I've been carrying it recently. It has like the original, is it in here? Yeah, the tortoise shell mirrors that used to come with the bags. Is it, oh no, I thought it was broken. You know, these original little mirrors. I've got the original dust bag, and I showed all this. I've got the tag that has like, I think the price in it, which it says $400. And I'm just saying, like, Bottega Veneta bags are very expensive. Again, look how beautiful this one is for how old it is. It is held up so beautifully. So I'm not saying they're not worth the money, but because I have these three vintage ones, it's just hard for me. You know, I just can't. Like, I love these vintage ones. They're beautiful and they mean a lot to me. But I was going to link to some, you know, some similar ones, and Bottega actually had one that was in a current collection that looked very similar to this. Now, not so much. Like, I can't find that one too much. And I'm like, okay, do I really want to link to like a $4,000 bag? No. So I found a really great dupe, and I actually ordered the brown one in the dupe, okay? So I'll link to that too. I just want to give you guys a heads up of what's going on. This little roller. I don't know. I always thought these were just so stupid. These ones. Never got it. I really like it. Even just like for circulation. Okay, whatever. Let's get into this, guys. Let's do this makeup look, okay? This is all I've used so far. Well, I've used my skincare and stuff, but I've prepped my skin with this. It's my second jar of this. Second bottle, the Gentle and Clear Weightless. On sale right now, 25% off. They're doing their, you know, friends and family. So I've used this tinted under eye cream that has caffeine, helps with puffiness, really amazing stuff. And then this, you guys, is such a good, that moisturizer base, because I see so many, oh my gosh, so many like, you know, let's do this. Let's apply all these different layers, primers, all this stuff. That has like such a good, rich texture to it. This is an SPF and foundation one, okay? Like, adjusts to your skin. It's amazing. And it actually has great coverage. That moisturizer actually really works well as a primer because it's made to kind of like control oil, which always kind of freaks me out when a product says that, because I'm like, no, I don't believe you. And it probably doesn't. It just makes your skin look like crap, but that actually really works. And I feel like it's a great base for makeup. Okay. But I love this product. This is the medium. Now, sometimes I use the light. I'm using the medium because I felt like a lot showing today. I need to kind of match up. Okay, let's talk about the spray tan situation. A couple of videos ago, I'm like, I'm spray tanning. I'm going right now. And then I didn't. And I'll tell you why. And I'm going to. I think I'm going to take you guys with me next video. Because there's truly one day a week. And I know it sounds nuts. One day a week where I could go do that. And I mean, I could make it work other days, but I'm just like, something like, I'm just, you know, I have that one day a week I can do. And the last, you know, that first week something came up. Last week I was like, okay, or was it the opposite? Yeah, last week something came up. The first time I was like, I'm still kind of covered in Jergens self-tan. And you're supposed to really kind of, I forgot to have my mirror here. I'm like, look, it's death staring you into my, okay, sorry. It's like staring you down in there. I forgot I had this. Okay. Yeah, I've got my light. Okay, here we go. So one of the times, okay, the first time I went, I was like, okay, I'm covered in Jergens self-tan. They're like, you need to kind of get all that off. And I'm like, you know, to spray tan, and I just didn't want to because I felt like it was looking pretty good. I thought I'll give it a week, and then something else came up. I applied more, and I haven't been applying it in the last couple of days. You can kind of see it's getting a little chunky around my pants. I need to get it off. But then I'm like, I don't think it looks that bad. But I do need to get it off, and I'm gonna really exfoliate, and we'll go next week. But I am really excited to do a spray tan like in a booth again, just to see what we're working with now. It's like, you know, I always said like we did the Mystic Tan years ago, and then we did like the people, you know, let's go to a person, because those became like defunct, right? Mystic Tans really like rolled out of town. Now I think they're kind of back. I don't know. So, okay, today, like I said, we are doing all of the things, okay? We are sparing no steps. But I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna link to everything as I go in order. I'm gonna show you kind of like just perfect, like we're gonna get glam, like we're doing all the things, but we're doing it in a way that looks healthy, that's gonna really last. And I always say like with makeup, it's akin to like nail polish. If you do, okay, which I'm on my second round of this Dazzle Dry stuff. This is the 5th day, no chips. I'll link to that in the color that I use. So it's akin to like when you paint your nails. If you did 3 really goopy coats and then kept layering, that's just gonna peel off, okay? If you do like really thin, fewer coats, it's gonna last, it's gonna be better. That's just how it is. So, and again, especially like over 40, like I turned 40 this year, last year. Oh Lord, wow, I forgot, my birthday's coming up. 41st is coming out. Where did this year go? This is a SPF eye concealer. I'll link to every brush, everything I'm using, just, it will all be below. But you guys, I really, years ago, even like in my mid-30s, like really just kind of thought, I'm ditching all this powder, all this heavy stuff. I see people setting their makeup with so much powder still, and I'm just like, what are you doing? We really don't need to do that. I have very oily combination skin. If it's not sliding off me, it ain't gonna slide off you. You just have to sometimes, as we've changed, and I always use this example because people can't get out of their minds about setting with powder and what are you setting it with? Are you not using powder? If we got out of our minds about the crazy eyebrows, blue frosted eyeshadow, whatever the hell we were doing in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s, and now we're doing something different, we got to break up with all this. We've got to break up with it. My armpits are like blinding white. Okay. Excuse me. I shouldn't have worn this shirt. Sorry to bring it to your attention. All right, this is the best, but an eye base is good stuff if it's not one that is disgusting, because 99% of them are. This is what you want. It is called No Eyeshadow, and I use this most days. It has like peptides. It has really good ingredients, like really good anti-aging ingredients, okay? Peptides, why did I say peptides? I think it's that. There's a lot of stuff in here, okay? Just look it up. No, but it's good. I use that, my little magic eyeshadow brush. And some days this is all that I do, and I'll use my mascara, which is also, I'm gonna use this in a minute, but also part of the 25% off. So if you order, if you're gonna try this, my moisturizer or the under eye cream, grab that. And some of the hair products too. That's the only shampoo that I use. I'm on like my 3rd day, so just bear with me. This eyeshadow also creates the perfect base. Now, this is a little much today, maybe. I'll do my eyeshadow in a minute, but I'm just kind of getting the base going. Now, for my contour, like when I'm actually doing this, I use a little bit of my Biscuit, which is almost gone. Got another one waiting on me. Love this. I put a little stripe here. And, okay, I'm gonna show you what I do for the rest of my face, because this is not the same product that I use like for my, sometimes I use it for my cheeks and my forehead and stuff. It's really nice. I've done that before, it's great. But look, like it just is perfect. None of these products will break you out, okay? If you're watching things that I'm using, it's all things that are safe to use that will not wreck your skin. This is what I use for spring, for summer. This is just a little prettier, a little lighter. This will last all day. Just a very thin wash. It will stay on, it will stay in place, it's great. But it really just kind of livens up your face. And put on my forehead. I really want to talk about the makeup, but you guys, I am so, like, I had to pause the trial coverage. I'm into so, like, neck deep into this Karen Reed stuff. I mean, as you guys know, if you listen to the podcast, we covered it last year, pre-trial, the last trial, 2 years ago. Was that right? No, it was just a year ago. We're doing the trial this year. And I don't know. I don't want to say I can't get enough of it, but it's just also shocking, okay? And we've covered it every week on the podcast. We're really diving in deep. And I'm like, I mean, to the point where like we covered it for like the last 2 weeks, like an hour of our 2-hour show was Karen Reed. And you guys know we have broken down our theories, things that make some sense, okay? But with me, I'm just gonna say, I don't really think it's about, I mean, it is about that. Like, do you think she did it or not? To me, it's about like, in the beginning, when I first heard this story, I thought, of course she did it. Of course, because I didn't have all the information. That's the easiest thing to believe. But then once you see everything else, that's almost the hardest to describe, you know? When you're privy to all the other information, that becomes very hard to explain. So it's very difficult, but to me, it's a trial, right? And it's not even about, it becomes about like, I just think whether she did it or not, there's just not enough to prove that she's guilty. If we're talking purely about like a court case, I think there's just not enough to prove the guilt. Do you know what I mean? Whether you think she's guilty or innocent. I don't really love, this is just a little clean brush that I used to blend sometimes. I don't really think that putting a ton of, because I've seen people in real life, you can see where they've done that. It just looks like mismatched foundation. You really have to be careful when you're putting like bronzer down there. But I do like putting a little bit here, just so that this part of your face isn't bronzed and this is like white. You gotta balance it a little. That's really why I do it. Okay, and then a little bit of this. This is like a concealer / foundation. After I do all that, then I do this. Now, my melasma, she's good, okay? But I have that like right here. So I will just kind of do this. And I really don't need it today. But those VI peels really have faded. All of my situations, I have not had a breakout since February, because that's what it's for. Like, it's really great for breakout prone people, the VI with Precision Plus. So I'm getting my third one and final one until like, what I might do is the next year I'll do it again, like a set of 3, because this is probably the most impactful thing I've ever done for my skin, was getting that done. You can just do one, but you can do a series of 3, a little over a month apart. So I'm doing my final one, I think next week. Next week or the next? The next. But it has really helps with clogged pores. If you're prone to little clogged pores, which I am, that then will turn into something. You can like see it all coming out. It's very satisfying. And it fades pigmentation. So the idea is not to look like flawless and, you know, getting every little thing, you know, camouflaged, because here's the thing. I love these. I'll link to that. Here's the thing. I am very aware of like how makeup looks in real life, and that when we are talking here, I'm not sharing with you guys how to do stage makeup or how to look good on YouTube. I'm sharing with you guys, if you guys take this if y'all take most of the advice you see on the, you know, makeup onto the streets, you're gonna look a little nuts. When you ever see someone that has like people are showing you stage makeup techniques, and I've always said, like, here's what we're doing. We're getting that same effect without looking crazy in real life, because you want your skin to look like skin. You can hide a lot behind a camera. I mean, I could make my face look insane and flawless, but then in real life, people would be like, you okay? Like, are you okay, buddy? So, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, we need to just kind of adjust a little, okay? It's gonna make your skin look real good. But, okay, let's go back to the eyes. I really loved this. Now, a lot of times I don't layer both of those products on, but That's a lie. I'm going to. Okay, this is the best. A lot of days, this is just all I use. But I'm going to show you guys. I've got a really good little eyeshadow palette. You guys know how I feel about eyeshadow palettes. I'm not like so fussy. I don't need the big old giant ones that come out like all the time. Oh, you know, no. Those are a waste. A lot of times I feel, I mean, I don't want to say a waste. There's many that I've loved over the years, but I think that we're just more savvy now. You know what I mean? I think that we've lived and learned, and we bought all those like over a decade ago, and then you realize I might use 4 colors, and then in 2 years you're gonna get an eye infection if you use that palette. You're just gonna you're gonna have itchy eyes. Just please don't. So I like to get something that I know I'm gonna use that has a few like curated beautiful colors. And this guys, this is perfection. Okay, so okay, back to Karen, back to old Karen. So I'm using the matte color, and you didn't really have to put down that other color I just did, the liquid, but I kind of like it because I'm doing all the things today. Okay, I'm doing the most today with my makeup. This is kind of my version of like, if I'm gonna get really glam or if I'm gonna really do my makeup, this is what I do. And I think we're used to like, oh, it has to be very colorful, and we gotta, no, not down. That ain't real life. That's not my real life. That's what I'm doing. So this is kind of the vibe. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna make this look good. Just don't worry about it. So yeah, back to Karen. So I find it just fascinating. I find the whole story fascinating. Okay, and I'm not like gonna break it all down because we have done that so much on our podcast. If you know, you know. But it's basically like, they're saying, is this woman responsible for her boyfriend's death? Or is this a situation where all the police that were in the vicinity where the body was found, he was a police officer on the, you know, it's just exhausting to even, because I feel like I've told this a million times. We all know, okay? Or is it a cover up? And my whole thing was, I don't think people in the moment think, oh, this is going to be some elaborate cover up. I think what happens is, in the moment, if someone else were involved, they really just kind of made it to where they were not involved. They wanted to separate themselves from the situation. They weren't 10 steps ahead of, okay, now we're going to pin it on Karen. You know what I mean? I don't think that was, if it is a cover up, I don't think that was done until later or even thought of, when people then kind of thought, okay, well, perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? Where's the dog? I hope that when the Alberts get on the stand, they ask some questions. Who's the name of the person that you rehome the dog to? Does the dog exist still? Was the dog even alive after that night? Like, did something happen? Hypothetically, could John have gone in there, gotten in a fight with the guys? This is just a common theory. If you've ever had a guard dog, which that dog was like described as being aggressive, somebody like bucks up to you in front of your quote aggressive dog, you think that dog's gonna tear him apart? Probably by the arm. Okay, he had all those animal markings on his arm. Guys, I don't know. I'm just saying, this is just stuff that we do know. Not my theory, or the theory, because it's not my theory. I mean, a lot of people think this happened, but we do know that he had like the animal bites, or the consistent with animal markings on his arm. Sister busted in that night. No regard for like, or that next morning, no regard for like, hey, is this aggressive dog in the bedroom of my brother-in-law and sister? Like, no. And then when she was on the scene that morning, you don't think, let me knock at the door of my brother-in-law because he's a first responder. Oh my gosh, this man that we know that's also a cop is dead in the yard. Is my brother-in-law and sister died? Like, are they dead too? Guys, it's just all a bunch of stuff. And I can't really judge, though, how I would be in a situation because we're all so different. But there's just a lot that's odd here. A lot of people are like, yeah, I didn't even see the dog after that. Where was the dog? What the hell did that do? What happened that night? Did he get in a scuffle? A dog bit him. He kills the dog. Someone kills him, allegedly. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying theories. Who knows what happened? It's what we're trying to figure out, right? or not really, because like when someone, and I was telling Brad this, it's so frustrating, like when someone's on trial for murder, when people are like, it's about John, truly, yeah, but it is about this, but it's the trial of Karen Reed. Like this person is on trial. What did I do there? For murder. So it becomes about her. And we're not investigating anybody else. We're just trying to prove if she did it or not. And I always get so upset with cases because they indict the person that they feel they have some evidence on. But a lot of times, I don't want to say it's a shot in the dark, but it could be wrong. And then so if she is found innocent or guilty or whatever, obviously if she's found guilty, there's not going to be any more investigation. But I'm just saying, a lot of times when people are found innocent, the state has such pride with who they've pinned this on or who they've indicted for the crime that they're not going to look into anyone else. And so sometimes I'm like, I wish, and I know this is so stupid because I understand how the process works, but I'm like, I wish it could just be like, can we just investigate this and figure out and look at everybody? Because when these people are on the stand, the Alberts, the different people involved, they're not really being looked at like for guilt. They're being looked at under a lens of like, can you support or refute the case of who's on trial? So it gets a little frustrating. Okay, so instead of doing like a dark eyeshadow around this, because I feel like that's kind of looking a little too much. You know, back in the day, we would do a color and then we do a real dark eyeshadow here. That can look good sometimes. And sometimes I will still do that, like a dark brown or something. But I find like that's looking sometimes a little dated when I do see myself do that. So I would rather take a really smooth, like Kajal liner and not be so careful with it. And then you just kind of blend it out. And I'm going to show you something else I'm going to do. I went back to doing this eyeliner thing that I always used to do. I would blend a pencil liner and then right at my lash line, I would take this, which is just my favorite. It's the this is a very black end. This is a very brown black end. And I would just lay it right at my lash line. That eyeshadow is so pretty. And I've been doing this lately, just even day to day, like when I don't wear eyeshadow and I'm just kind of seeing, it makes you look so awake. And by the end of the day, I still feel like I look real good when I do this because it just does something to your eyes to just connect, I don't know, just connect your lashes. It just makes them look thicker, but it just makes you look so much more awake. And then I do just a tiny little tail. I don't want to say don't, do what you want, but like, I'm just not about like a big heavy wing, but I like that little, almost like hair-like flick that mimics an eyelash. So put the lip on to get a little more. This guy's almost on his last leg. So I don't know, I'm just very fascinated. I feel like, I wonder if it's gonna go as long as the trial did last year. I feel like it's kind of going a little faster, but they are calling the witnesses in a different order. And again, like more theories, more everything broken down. We're breaking down the trial. Like I said, the last 2 weeks have almost been painful to the degree that we've broken the trial down. And like I said, this next week, I'm like, I just want to hit the high points. I might just want to like cover it in 30 minutes because our podcast has gotten like so long well, it's long anyways, but I don't know, I'm like, or it's turning into like a crime podcast, but it's real good. The trial, I don't want to say real good, but the trial is very, what should I say, very fascinating. There's a lot of like gotcha moments. There's a lot that I found out this time that I don't remember from last time. So, and then the mascara. I have the best product for my brows. I can't wait to show you guys. I just feel like this looks so good. This looks good. No, I just really love this eye look. It's just good. It's very like done and glam, but you don't look overly made up, but you do. We're not done yet, okay? We still got some steps. We got a lot more. The lips and the eyebrows always kind of tie it together. The cheeks, we haven't done that yet. This week though, they played her voicemails after she left the scene or whatever. She thought that he was already inside. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like there's no way I'm not going to describe it all. Like you guys know, either you know or you don't. Most of you guys do. It's like a huge story happening now. State's saying that she hit her boyfriend, her police officer boyfriend, with her car. She drove off after a party that they were both supposed to go into, like an after party, but she says, no, I dropped him off. He never came back out to get me because he was checking to see like if we were welcome, or, you know, just, hey, give me the, like, come on in. And he never did. And she got pissed. Now, they had kind of a tumultuous relationship, and there had been like some allegations of like some cheating, and he was, both of them were like flirt. I don't know. I don't want to say because I don't know. But there was a woman down the street that he had seen prior. So she's all kind of like on edge because they had been fighting that day anyways. And when he doesn't come back out, and this isn't the type of house where you're just gonna, like a dorm room, where you're just, or a frat house, you're just gonna sleep on the couch or whatever, or, you know, a person's apartment in college. Like, this is a family home. Like, she's like, he's not gonna just spend the night there. He's spending the night with someone. That was kind of her story. And so she starts blowing him up in the middle of the night. Like, where are you pervert? And she's all mad. And they played those voicemails in court, the prosecution did. And I'm gonna say, I really do feel like it may have had the opposite effect. Because of course, like I heard them last time as well. So are they still shocking when you hear them? Yes. But I do feel that it showed, I thought it showed better for the defense. Like, it was more so like, see, there was no intent. You know what I mean? Almost shows like she was still mad at him. Like, there wouldn't have been an intent. Even if she did hit him, like, these panicked voicemails, these angry voicemails shows that she thought that he was still alive. Maybe. And maybe someone's like just a really good actor. I don't know. The alcohol, they had all been drinking, good Lord, like plays into it as well. But again, it's not about, do you think she's innocent or guilty? It's, do you think they even have enough to prove this? And I just don't think they do with all of this. My mirror is acting up on me. What's new? All right, let's do eyebrows. And that's the thing too, like our system's set up so that you have to prove someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what it's about. It's not about like, do you think they're innocent or guilty? What's your opinion? That's not what it's about. Like, the jury truly just has to look at what they've been presented and did they prove it beyond a reasonable doubt? Even if you think she's guilty, it's about what they show in court. And sometimes people can't separate themselves from that. This is a semi-permanent brow product. This is one of my favorite things ever. Okay, so it just, to me, if you look at it that way, and the system's set up where like it's better to have, you know, the goal is like, we'd rather have an innocent person, you know, we'd rather have a guilty person free than lock up an innocent person. It's designed so that, the system's designed so that an innocent person, if the jury follows the directions, if the judge follows, you know, does everything ethically, then you're supposed to be protected under that if you're an innocent person. Because the only way that you'll be able to go to prison or to be, you know, convicted of something is if they have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that it's you. So if you're an innocent person, you're supposed to be safe. And we all know that's laughable, and that's not what happens a lot of the time. So I don't know, the whole thing, watching it, a lot of time frustrates me. It frustrates me how different sides, the prosecution and the defense, are treated differently a lot of times by the judge, or what it would appear that they are, you know. There's just a lot of oddities happening, and everyone's intertwined. I heard that the McCabe kids and some of the people in law enforcement call the judge like Aunt Bev and stuff. And I'm like, that's okay, right? We're supposed to not, you know what I'm saying? Like, the judge can, I mean, the jury's the most, I want to say the most important, but, you know, they're all checked out to make sure they don't have any bias. But allegedly, the judge may know some of these people, and I guess that's hard not to if this is revolving around a lot of people, like in law enforcement, in this sort of like small town. I don't know, you guys. I just find it very, very interesting, and I am really curious to see what happens. Okay, look at this. I feel like that brow product is real good, and your brows will stay on for 2 days. I grabbed this the other day at the grocery store. It's just like a clear brow wax. And I like that because my brows are very like hairy. And if you put a wet clear gel on them or a wet gel period, they will look ridiculous like wet gel. And this is more of a drier wax gel that keeps them in place when you don't want to use a colored product. And so when I use that darker brow product that I just used, I usually don't layer over like a brown brow gel. It's like a clear, and a lot of days I just like a clear. So this is really nice. And I told Brad this. Guys, we're back on Mac Whirl, okay? You know. And I told Brad this, and I'm like, if I were a detective, okay? I don't say not hard, because very hard, okay? Much respect. I'm just gonna say, if I roll up on this scene, any scene, okay? In the year 2025, this happened like what, 2022, 2023? Post 2015, I'm going to everybody's. Okay, you got a murder in the front yard, dead body, be right back. I'm hitting everybody on the whole street, everybody 2 blocks over saying, can I see your ring footage? Can I see your doorbell cameras? Not even if you can see where the body was in the yard, if you have visibility of that. I just want to see, like, what time do these fools leave? What time are these people going down the street? Were they driving erratically? You know? Case closed. No, but to me, it's just, there's stuff that I'm just like, this is such a big deal, but it seems that a lot of this could have been figured out. No? The guy that lives at the house where the body was found was a police sergeant. You don't knock on his door. I know this is just, everybody says that, but it's like, that is the wildest thing to me. The sister that's there isn't worried that her sister's in there dead also because she hasn't answered the phone in 20 minutes. You don't ask one of the first responders or one of the cops on the scene, like, hey, can we go up to the door and can you just knock on the door with me? I want to check on my sister. No, you wait till everybody leaves. Like, at that point, it's been a long time. Then you bust in and they don't wake up. If you're law enforcement and you're inside or you're a first responder and you got tons of first responders outside your house, early morning hours, you ain't gonna just, what you guys doing? Who is that? Is that my buddy? Is that, you know, Hody-Do and Toodly-Doo? Like, you know, you're gonna go see who it is and what's happening, okay? Right now, if Brad and I woke up in the morning at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., there's tons of cops and first responders out, he's peeking his head out the door. Especially if he were law enforcement, be like, what's that? Who's that? I saw Mac Whirl and I put it kind of on my lips and then it's going to stay on, okay? Mac lip pencils really have a ton of staying power. Then I'm using this, which is my favorite, the Plasma Lip in Lady. I love this stuff. It makes your lips look so full. I just have questions with all this, but Karen ain't doing herself any favors. So what can she do at this point, you know? The way she like so freely talked in her The Body in the Snow documentary, she's talking after trial, she's always out there answering questions. I'm like, I guess. I mean, it's not really how people normally behave that are on trial for murder, but maybe it's because she's innocent. Who knows? I don't know, guys. Will we ever know? Maybe not. But again, I just go back to, it's not even about if she's innocent or guilty. It's about there's too many questions and there's just not enough. I feel like there's not enough to show she's guilty. And also too, okay, also, I don't really see how, if any, and I said this before with certain cases and stuff, my face, I would be held in contempt every single day. I would not be able to make it through my own trial because, let's blend. I take whatever I use. This is the brush that I used for my concealer. I blend around right here. I would be making the craziest facial expression. Somebody up there like, and sometimes when I think I'm not making a facial expression, like someone's lying about you, like I'm gonna be making some facial expression. My face will not lie, okay? My facial expressions are very dangerous. And I just feel, I've said many times, I don't think I could, I definitely wouldn't make it in prison, okay? But I definitely would not I mean, I'd never be able to be on trial for anything. I would be such a disaster. I would be making all the faces, having all the outbursts. Even if they're like, don't do it, I'd be like, trying so hard. I'd be like, don't have any, because you literally cannot have any expressions. This has nothing on it, but I always go around after. And then a few more steps. This is the best highlighter. I just love it so much. And again, I always say, we've always cared so much about, and people review the hell out of foundations and the finish of this, the finish of that. And then at the end, you just pile a bunch of powder all over it. I always say, like, what you've used prior to that, at that point, no longer matters. Do you know what I mean? So we're just using these things very thin, layering products that look like skin. Yeah, or my mirror keeps turning off. Okay. And then make sure I use the right one. Did you guys see my stories on Instagram? I'm like double checking. Is this face spray? This is a great face spray. Don't waste your money. I'm gonna say, don't waste your money on face spray, period. Really, I think the only people that do need it are like people that do powder themselves to hell and back, because you're spraying it to make it not look powder. So then just don't let me use the powder. It's not gonna cause less oil breakthrough. You're literally your skin is now under something that's abnormal, that does not look like skin. So anything that your skin's trying to do, trying to breathe, trying to produce like healthy oil, which we need, is gonna break through. And then you're gonna be like, oh, it's breaking through. Oh, I need to touch up more. No, just do something that looks like skin, and then you'll never have to touch up. But I do kind of like to use this. So I'm not saying they're total waste, but I would say just get this cheap one. It's really nice. But what I was doing, because on my counter I had these sitting. This is the heavy cream spray that I like to use. I use it all on my body. It's a hair mist too. It's very light, very like marshmallowy, yummy, vanilla, yummy, like natural, yummy. And then if I use this perfume, if I use my Baccarat, if I use my Cloud, if I use my YSL, I still always smell like myself, because I love to have I love the thought of a signature scent, but I love to also have like these 4 or 5 scents that I always kind of roll through. And I don't want to smell completely different every day. So having this underlayer kind of makes any scent like a signature scent. Do you know what I'm saying? And I love like a little sweetness. So this was sitting out. And after my makeup, I was spraying this just like I was doing this. Just because I was in like the motion of like doing my makeup, and also because I can't see, like I need to go get bifocals. I've got an appointment. I need to get some better glasses, because what I have now is like for reading, I can see really good far away, cannot see close up. And so all day I like have headaches. My eyes are just straining all the time. It feels like I'm looking through cotton. Like it's terrible at times. So y'all know the struggle. I turned 40 and my eyes were like, all right, what now? Like, okay. Please help us. No, I just think I've needed them for years, like needed better glasses or a better situation for years, and I just haven't done it. So my eyes are so strained out that finally they're giving up. They're like, I'm done. Like I'm done. So I need to get, I think, like some progressive, is that what they call bifocals, that don't have the line, so I can wear them all the time. So I could see far, because I'm constantly, okay, got it. We got it, okay. I love this makeup look. It looks, you might think, oh, that's very natural, like for what? Because I'm not using like purple and blue. Okay? No, like this is what I want my makeup to look like. I don't ever want to look like a different person. Sometimes I change it up and like do different variations, but I think this is very like pretty. It's very like flattering. It's very pretty, it's flattering, right? And it looks like you've done a little something extra, and it'll last a really long time. So I'm going to link to everything. One thing I did not use is that this I had sitting out. I'll just show you. Sometimes I use this. This is a great little extra. And you guys remember the MAC Radiant Rose that I used to use? 18. Can you guys believe in August it's going to be 18 years on this channel? Can you believe? Okay, what kind of little thing do I want to use? I'll just use this. And then keep it under your tear trough, like under that area, because we don't want to accentuate that. Don't ever put a really light product there. You want to really match your skin tone or go a little darker with your under eye, because it'll accentuate everything. But look, that brightens everything up without accentuating this, because you don't ever want to put something lighter here, because it'll accentuate all the texture. So, and it makes it a little harder to conceal the darkness too. So that's kind of pretty. All right, guys, so I'll link to everything. Oh, pick this up. This is a cool thing, and it's very heavy. I just can't believe brands, these things are flipping manufactured in the same place. People say, oh, $70 versus 10. Please. Okay. So guys, pick up some of these clothes too. Oh my gosh, in that bag. But we're gonna do, I think next week, I might do like a let's get out of this house and go somewhere. I'll take you guys along with me. We might go get a spray tan, okay? Maybe not. And we'll go out to lunch. We'll have some fun next week. And then the next week, I think we're gonna do like an Amazon video. But I really wanted to show you guys this bag. I just don't even wanna say too much about it. You guys know how I feel about handbags. Y'all see my collection, okay? Not usually a dupey gal. That's a lie. No, I love a dupe. I love a great dupe, okay? As long as it doesn't have like I don't like something that has like a tag saying it's, no. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a dupe. Whatever, do with it what you will. I will link to that. So guys, thanks for watching. I love y'all so much. Have a great week ahead. Ooh, did you see a little orb fly by? Dust, it was dust. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.